Hi everyone and welcome all of you to BYJU'S Exam Prep. Guys, in this session we are going to be discussing some of the must-do topics for the CUCET examinations 2022. This is for the GK section that we are going to be deciding about, or we are going to be talking about today. Now, for all of you, we have a champion course for the CUCET 2022. This course has more than 120 live classes, guys, 6 plus mock tests. There are over 50 sectional tests and more than 1,000 practice questions for you. If you're enrolling for this course, there is one very simple thing. You do not need to worry about your preparation because it will actually cover your preparation in the 360-degree level. There would be absolutely nothing that you would miss, and hopefully you would crack the examination. Also, with that, if today Alpa ma'am is going to have a session just after me. So 21st February at 5 p.m. Please make sure you're logging in for the same. You're seeing how she's going to do your career counseling, how exactly she's going to help you in preparing for the IP MAT in the last 3 months. Then there is a BBA ranker course for 2022 for you for the NPAT, SETP, GGC for Christ University, and St. Xavier's exams. Before starting off, let me tell you a little bit about the CUET exams. See, the CUET examinations is obviously a university level examination conducted by the Christ University. And if you know, it is an undergraduate program which is offering you a range of courses right from BCom, BBA, and all the others. Now, the entrance examinations that we are focusing on are the ones which are associated with management as well as the commerce based programs. All right, they are the ones which are based on management as well as the commerce based programs. Now, when you give the QET BBA entrance test, it is about a 120 mark test for which you are giving 120 minutes. So there are 120 questions and 120 minutes for each. That gives you roughly 1 minute per question. The time duration is quite good. All right. In case you give the correct answer for the question, you get a +1. If you do a negative answering, you do not answer the correct answer correctly, it's minus 0.25 marks. This simply tells you that you should not be answering in case you do not know the answer. However, there's a technique to do that. Hopefully, we'll be discussing it in one of the upcoming sessions. Now, for this examination, the entire paper is divided into 6 headers. You have 25 marks for English and reasoning. So English and reasoning are a total of 50 marks, the highest amount of marks. And obviously, these sections are very, very good sections. They will help you in scoring. But the one break in mathematics you have, data analysis you have, interpretation and fundamental accounting. But there's guys one session which we are actually missing out. The section which is the make or break session, and that is the GK section. The GK section in itself, guys, is not defined anywhere. I mean, let me tell you, it's not defined anywhere in the syllabus. For example, when you talk about English, it is done in English. The English paper is actually covered. But what about the others, right? What about the others? Just try to understand. What about the others? The GK paper is a very important area in the QET examinations, and many aspirants are facing a difficulty to score good marks in this section. The important topics that are expected to be asked are from international events, international companies, governance, awards and honors, eminent personalities, political theory, Indian polity, UN bodies, and contemporary issues. The GK section of the QET BBA is very, very difficult. No exact syllabus for the same. The only way that you can answer a question of this section is if you have been reading the newspapers on a regular manner and you're taking notes of all the important events. Along with that, if you're a person who has actually studied in school and you have a good command over your history, geography, polity portions, basically the portions which will help you in understanding the paper. So, in case you're giving this examination, you should have at least 6 months that you have studied before the examination. But still, I really believe that during our times, we never could study so much. I mean, I understand. If there are some of you who's going to say कि यार 6 महीना पहले कौन ही पढ़ता है या मैडम क्या ही बोल रही है 6 महीना पहले कौन ही पढ़ता है, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, बहुत लोग नहीं पढ़ते हैं. तो अगर आपने नहीं पढ़ा है, आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू a kind of a break. I can tell you that if you are doing this, it would be good for you. But you have to be sure when you're giving this examination कि मुझसे कोई गलती ना हो. अभी देखो क्या है, अगर आपने मिस किया है इसको, आप लोग एक काम करो, just go through a couple of sources that I'm telling you. One is the BBA Chronicle magazine. ये हमारा ही magazine है. It's a BBA. It's called the BBA Chronicle. Go through that. It is basically going to have going to get monthly or 2 monthly magazines all the time. You can go through that magazine. It will cover all the important topics. Important topics क्या headers क्या क्या है वो मैं आपको 2 मिनट में बता रही हूँ. Apart from that, in case you have not started, start now. No problem. It's never too late. Start reading either the Hindu magazine, the Hindu paper, either the Indian Express paper. For the GK portion, start with Pearson or Lucent. You can go for any of the two books. See, I will not tell you to blindly, pick up the Lucent book or the Pearson book and start studying a topic. That you study 5 pages a day or 10 pages a day. That's not how usually GK is covered. In case you really want to cover GK, you should wait for that topic to appear in the paper. So if it has appeared in the paper, there is going to be a lot of information about it in the paper itself. So you must have seen that if there is a topic in the paper, you will see that continuously they are going to write about that for 2 to 3 days. It's kind of a hammering effect when it comes to your mind. It's very, very hammering, It goes on going into your mind. So you need to give more focus on current affairs as a majority of the questions will be asked from this section. So if you have a topic on the current affairs and then there is a section in the Lucent, you study it simultaneously. I'll give you an example. For example, currently the Russia-Ukraine issue is going on. Russia is about to invade Ukraine, and they are trying to talk, they are trying to form an alliance and the NATO, and everything like that is going on. If you understand this section, that means it's talking about probably Russia's invasive attitude, what is NATO and all. Now, if you're reading that from the Lucents, now you need to remember what the NATO is all about. When was it found? How many countries? What is the meaning of the Warsaw Pact? Right? What is the importance of Ukraine? Has Russia in the past ever invaded a country? In that background, read about the Crimean Wars. So you're going to get a list of things, and it will be readily available in the Lucents. Once you actually read the topic in the paper, then you go through the Lucent. It's going to make some sense to you. All right. Now, what are the headers on which you should, as an aspirant, be, doing? Arvind, this is the GK section. For aptitude, there's another teacher who will be taking a session for you. So the important topics are number one, the current affairs, national current affairs and news. Then you have the international news. You have the summit and conferences. You have the sports news. You have awards and honors, appointments, ranks, reports, science and tech, recent brand ambassadors. I'll just tell you how you need to remember this. So, for example, whenever you get a thing in the paper that the parliament has passed a bill, the parliament has an act in place. Remember, it is very important. Remember the provisions of the act, any article number that is there. If the Supreme Court has passed out any judgment on a particular topic, definitely read about it, right? Then, in case you have any international news, the Russia-Ukraine is a very classic example of what we are talking about. Read about what the NATO is, read about the Warsaw Pact, read about Russia's politics. You can read about the China news about China, how China is, basically expanding the Belt and Road Initiative, the CPEC, very much in news. Read about all this. Read about all the important summits and conferences. For example, you can read about the Quad, you can read about the AUKUS, you can read about some of the important summits. For example, if there is an East Asia summit, how is it relevant for India's Act East policy? You can actually go through all that. Think about the theme. Read about the theme of the particular meeting. How exactly this theme has been prepared. What is the plan of action? Sports related news. And over here, you just need to remember the winners. These are usually one-liner news in which they will ask you about the winners, which country is a particular winner from. They might ask you the name of the cup and ask you to associate it with the country, with a particular sport. That's it. Then there will be appointments, some of the important appointments, ranks and reports, India's rank in the Global Hunger Index, India's rank in the Democracy Index, etc. etc. Science and technology, recent brand ambassadors. So very basic questions are going to be asked from this section. Do not try to let it go. Please go through the BBA Chronicle magazine. It will really help you in doing well. Guys, for the IB BAT as well, we have a special course which has been launched on the 18th of February 2022. Now, on a daily basis, to improve your GK score, we have Salik sir. Salik sir at 2 p.m. on a daily basis. Then there is Rohindi ma'am, daily basis 4 p.m. You're going to have a class with her, a free session for your reasoning. For Alba ma'am, for reading, critical reasoning, English, grammar, comprehension, she's going to take a special class for you. Also for your quantitative ability, Ankur Tomar sir has daily classes at 11 a.m. with you. With that, guys, we come to an end with the session of today. I thank all of you for being online. Take care of yourselves. Arvind Kumar, I teach current affairs on a daily basis. Arvind, I take daily current affairs on a daily basis. Okay, you can be online with us. It is for any BBA examination, not only the CUCET, any examination that you're planning to give. All right. So with that, guys, take care. Bye bye.